What if the ordinary half-dollar sitting in your change jar carries a quiet echo of national grief, political urgency, and a design finished in just 38 days? Look closer at this 2022 Kennedy half-dollar. On the surface, it seems like everyday metal. Yet the portrait of John F. Kennedy stares left with the same quiet resolve it has carried since 1964. The eagle on the reverse still clutches olive branch and arrows, and somewhere in that familiar silver-colored surface lives a story most people walk right past. Could this coin secretly be more than face value to the right collector? Why do some still hunt these modern pieces so carefully? What forgotten atmosphere does it still hold? Stay with me. We're about to turn this coin over in the light and see what most eyes miss. In late November 1963, the nation reeled. Within hours of the assassination, talk began of placing Kennedy's image on a circulating coin. Congress moved with rare speed. Chief engraver Gilroy Roberts adapted the portrait from the presidential medal he had already sculpted. Assistant engraver Frank Gasparo refined the reverse from the presidential seal. Jacqueline Kennedy herself reviewed the models and asked for a softer expression. From concept to approved dies took only 38 days, the fastest redesign in United States coinage history. By early 1964, the first Kennedy half-dollars poured into a grieving public that treated them like memorials rather than money. That origin still lives in every later date, including 2022. Now examine the design itself. On the obverse, Kennedy faces left. Liberty arcs above. In God We Trust splits across the neck. The date 2022 sits below. A small P mint mark appears near the truncation of the bust. Philadelphia. The reverse shows the heraldic eagle, shield on its breast, olive branch in one talon, arrows in the other, a constellation of stars, and the ribbon reading E Pluribus Unum. The legends United States of America and half-dollar complete the circle. These elements have remained remarkably consistent for nearly 60 years. That continuity is part of the emotional power. The same face that appeared during the height of the Cold War still appears on coins struck in the age of smartphones, yet most people never notice the finer details. Look at the hairlines above the ear. Study the strength of the eagle's feathers. Check how cleanly the letters sit. In high-grade examples, the surfaces still show full mint luster, the kind of satiny glow that disappears the moment a coin enters circulation. Those hidden details separate ordinary pieces from the ones collectors quietly prize. Mint marks matter. The 2022 coins came from Philadelphia, P, and Denver, D. Business strike mintages hovered around 4.8 to 4.9 million each, low by historical standards for the denomination, yet still far from rare. After 2 decades of producing half-dollars, mainly for collectors, the Mint released larger numbers into the banking system again in 2021 and 2022 to help meet cash demand. Then production paused so the facilities could focus on nickels, dimes, and quarters. That limited window gives the 2022 issue a small place in modern history. Not a key date, not a rarity in the classic sense, but a conditional rarity when the grade climbs high enough. Here is the realistic value conversation. Circulated 2022 Kennedy half-dollars are worth 50 cents. Uncirculated examples from rolls or mint bags commonly trade for a few dollars. In MS65 or MS66, the premium grows modestly. True gems at MS67 and especially MS68 become scarce. Population reports show only a handful of the highest grades certified. One 2022 D in MS68 has sold near $700 at auction. That is the exception, not the rule. Most pieces will never approach those numbers. Condition is everything. And condition is where the emotional attachment begins for many collectors. Holding a pristine 2022 half-dollar is different from holding a worn one. The first feels like it never left the mint. The second feels like it traveled through countless hands, cash registers, and pockets. Collectors chase that frozen moment of perfection. They want the coin that still looks the way it did the day the dies struck it. That desire is not purely financial. It is psychological. It is the wish to own a piece of history that has not yet been softened by time. Imagine the atmosphere of 1964, black and white television, flags at half-staff, Families saving the new $half because they felt too important to spend. Now fast forward to 2022. The same design continues, the same profile, the same eagle. Only the date has changed. The coin becomes a quiet bridge between those two moments. When you turn it in the light, you can almost feel both eras at once. Have you ever found a 2022 $half and change and paused? Did you notice the mint mark? Did you wonder whether the surfaces still held full luster? Those small questions are the beginning of genuine collecting. Some will search bankrolls hoping for a high-grade survivor. Others will buy original mint packaging simply to preserve the original brilliance. A few will submit the best examples for professional grading, chasing the thin population of top-tier coins. The rest will simply keep one because the portrait still moves them. All of those reasons are valid. The 2022 Kennedy $half will never be the rarest coin in your collection. It will never command the five-figure prices of certain early silver issues or dramatic mint errors. What it offers instead is something quieter and more lasting: continuity. It carries the same design that appeared while the nation still mourned. It still bears the same mottos and the same symbolic eagle. And in the best examples, it still holds the original mint surface that most coins lose within months of release. That surface is the hidden detail most people ignore. That continuity is the story the coin carries without speaking. That modest scarcity in the highest grades is the reason some collectors still look twice. So the next time a 2022 $half turns up in your change, stop for a second, turn it over, feel the weight. Study the portrait. Ask yourself what forgotten atmosphere it still holds. Does this modern $half feel more like ordinary money, or like a small, enduring memorial that somehow survived into the present? Tell me in the comments which detail catches your eye first: the soft expression on Kennedy's face, the strength of the eagle, or the simple fact that the design has refused to change for nearly 60 years. And if you own a 2022 piece in especially nice condition, share what grade you think it might earn. I read every comment. Subscribe if you want more stories that treat modern coins with the same respect we usually reserve for the classics, because sometimes the most powerful history is the kind that still fits in your pocket.